Yes, family, this is Poeta, professional spoken word artist, rapper, youth, advocate, poet, founder of One Mic Educators. I am an inPath artist, and most importantly, I identify as mestizo. I come from Guatemala, commonly known as Guatemala, land of the feathered serpent bird. I call it Guatemala because the majority of the population is Mayan. I want to pay homage to the original peoples, and I'm going to be delivering a series of online tutorials for y'all to help you create your own poetry and gift yourself medicines with your own words. I'm really excited, and I can't wait to see the poetry that you create. So we got here our intro to poetry writing, our first online tutorial, and this is going to be on creating affirmation poems, or how I refer to it as good medicines with your own words. Let's begin. So what are affirmations? Simply put, the way I look at it is affirmations are positive and empowering I am statements. Or as I said before, I call them good medicines for yourself with your own words. Now this is important for me to share because in 2018, I went through a heavy depression. I struggled to get out of bed, let alone out of my home. I felt insufficient, like I wasn't enough. I felt unloved. I got a great heart, but I was taken advantage of. One of my Mayan elders, he's a Maya Quiche elder, he teaches me about the calendar, the sacred Cholquif, and one of the energies within that calendar is Kawok, which is shifting from the micro to the macro. So essentially for me at the micro level, I was just focused on all the problems I was going through, but at the macro level was to expand my thinking to the universe, to have a deeper understanding of what I was going through. And so what I ended up doing, I was doing a lot of journal writing in the mornings, a lot of meditations, and I ended up writing a poem with a bunch of affirmations that countered all the negative things I was struggling with. And I decided to use that poem to call my blessings into existence. And even though I was going through a lot, my flame would continue to burn, And here's the excerpt of the poem that I put together that I'm gonna read out to you, and then we're gonna come back and analyze again in a bit. Depression paralyzed me last June, but I survived it. Went from high highs to low lows, so I started to write it. Struggled to get out of bed, so I started making it when I did. See, no matter how lonely the morning, making my bed helped me start out in control of my day before going out into the world that's so cold, so I could come home to a reminder I started in control. I got a whole new morning routine now. I am the focus. I fail better, thrive humbly, forward forever, cause even with cracks in the armor, my flame will still burn. I am blessed and highly favored, always willing to learn. I am protected. I am loved because I am love. Heartbreak, deflected. I am loved because I am. My foundation is solid. Pain is on the periphery. My every thought an epiphany. I soar above obstacles. Slow but steady I glide. Meditation comes naturally. I have arrived. A beautiful masterpiece, self-sculpted from my own tribulations I am. Man, I love this poem. And I believe that you can write your own. Now, obviously, I've been at my craft for 15 years, but I had to start somewhere, and you need to start somewhere, and I'm working with you to create a gift of good medicine for yourself. So here's some very simple steps that you can follow to create your own. I want you to start super simple. I don't want you to overcomplicate. It doesn't have to rhyme. It doesn't have to be epic. You need to start with a brainstorm. You need to get your ideas on a paper before you actually start the poem. So what I want you to do is on a notepad, on your phone, whatever, just make a list of positive qualities that you have about yourself, things that you really like about yourself or that you're proud of. Like I've been through depression, so I get it. Sometimes you feel like there's nothing good. So I want you to dig deep. I want you to reach out to loved ones or your teacher, or if you know me, you can reach out to me. I'll definitely have something positive to say. Point form, nothing complicated. For me, it was that I felt blessed. I know I'm protected. I've been through a lot. I am a cancer survivor. So in spite of all the stuff I've been through, I feel protected. And I said that. I feel loved even though I wasn't feeling loved. I have a lot of love to give. It's just sometimes we forget that, especially if depression hits. I wrote that I survived it. So yeah, depression paralyzed me last June, but I survived it. I am a survivor, so I put that down. So then what I want you to do is write your own, things that you can say about yourself. And we did this in class with the Cycle 1 students. It was so beautiful. They were saying things like, I am happy, I am confident, I am indigenous. All of these things is beautiful. Who you are, I am a woman, whoever it is that you are and however you identify, is beautiful. that's the whole concept of Our Voices Matter and One Mic Educators. Be proud in being whoever you are. Now, what you want to do too, because life's not always just peachy and rosy, list a couple of things that you're struggling with. So for me, in the poem that you read, I was feeling unloved. I was feeling like I wasn't enough. And then what I want you to do, and this is the secret and this is the magic here, I want you to turn those things you're struggling with into affirmations. So in my poem, I said, okay, I'm feeling unloved, but I am loved. I'm feeling insufficient. I'm feeling like I don't exist. I'm feeling like I'm not enough. I am enough. I wrote that, and I struggled to believe it at first. And the more I said it, the more of a reality it became for me. And this is where the gift is for you. You turn those things that you're struggling with into positive affirmations, and you keep saying them, and I promise you, it will start to become a reality for you, and it'll take hold of your subconscious and heal you. This is where the medicines are. Now, the last thing I want you to do is make a list of the things that help you feel better, that help you get through what you're going through. For me, it was making my bed. For me, it was writing, and I would journal write, and the meditation. All of these things were blessings for me. So take a moment, pause this video if you want, make your list, and then when you're ready, just unpause it, and we'll look at my poem again. So what are the positive statements I wrote about myself there? I said, I am the focus. I said, I am blessed and highly favored. Always willing to learn. That's something I forgot to list previously, but I am always willing to learn. I am protected. I am loved because I am loved. Things I wrote that helped me get through the day, and I put them into the poem. You see, so look at what I had told you to write, and look how I did it. And so what you do once you have all your brainstorm together is you gotta assemble your words and your statements, and this is where the magic starts to take place. And so to review, by this point, if you followed the steps I listed, you should have studied my poem. You should have done your own brainstorm, listed the positive qualities that you have, listed a couple of things that you're going through, and listed things that help you get through what you're going through. Another thing I suggest to y'all is find a song, find a really uplifting song, a song that motivates you, that lifts your spirits, and have that song on repeat while you're doing all this. What I want you to do to get your poem started is just start out with a simple sentence that lists what you're going through. And so for me, it was depression paralyzed me last June. And then what I want you to do after that is start to write the affirmations. So depression paralyzed me last June, but I survived it. And then I talk a little bit more about it. I went from high highs to low lows, so I started to write it. Started explaining the things I did that helped me get through it. So I explained why making my bed helped me before going out into this world is so cold. So I could come home to a reminder I started in control. So you put in your I am statements, and then you want to have a really powerful ending. So the ending in the written poem that I showed you, it says, a beautiful masterpiece self-sculpted from my own tribulations, I am. Think of a really powerful line that you want to end with. So mine actual ending in the poem that you'll see in the video, it says, I conquer depressions constantly because I am enough. And I believe that. I believe that because I've said it so much, it's become my reality. Now, please do not overthink this process. You don't have to have a masterpiece immediately. We're gonna do several other lesson plans. We're gonna do one about edits. And so what I want this poem to be is just a simple process, which is a humble gift that you give to yourself to help you through, to be good medicines for you the way my poem helped me. And now to finish it off, I wanna show you the reaction of my poem at a slam poetry competition in front of 650 audience members. And this is me delivering the poem live after writing it and repeating it to myself hundreds of times. Hope y'all enjoy it. Depression paralyzed me last June, but I survived it. Went from high highs to low lows, so I started to write it. Struggled to get out of bed, so I started making it when I did. See, no matter how lonely the morning, making my bed helped me start in control of my day before going out into this world that's so cold, so I could come home to a reminder I started in control. I got a whole new morning routine now. I am the focus. I laugh through the pain, I fail better, thrive humbly forward forever. Cause even with cracks in my armor, my flame will still burn. I am blessed and highly favored, always willing to learn. I am protected. I am loved because I am loved. Heartbreak deflected. I am loved because I am. My foundation is solid. Pain is on the periphery, my every thought an epiphany. Slow but steady I glide. Meditation comes naturally, I have arrived. A beautiful masterpiece, self-sculpted from my own tribulations I am. Living in some serious times, rough. Egyptian psalms, blood rivers resemble Niles. Trippy Red's tough, Kemetic teachings, Mayan cosmovision, all reaching into the confines of my own soul to heal me. I ain't gotta lie to kick it, I'm good with the real me. And my writing has to be tough. I conquer depressions constantly because I am enough. Yeah, family. I love that poem. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. You know, the ending of it, my writing has to be tough. I conquer depressions constantly because I am enough. That ending is, for me, the best part of the poem, and it's the magic and the good medicines I want to share with you. At the time I wrote the poem, I felt insufficient. I felt like I wasn't enough, good enough, anything enough. And I felt lonely. But I chose to end the poem with that line because I firmly believe with affirmations, with good medicines that you tell yourself with your own words, you can create your reality. So the more I perform the poem, the more I say my writing has to be tough, I conquer depressions constantly because I am enough, the truer it becomes. And I promise you, I know I am enough. And you are too. So I can't wait to see the poetry you create and the medicines you gift yourselves, y'all. Much love. Spin.